I know that some of you are guilty of recording 1 or 2 takes of you flexing in the park and calling that a music video. That could go viral and it could do well for you, but let's be honest, the chances of that are next to zero. There are rules to virality because virality is not appeasing the algorithm, okay? The algorithm is just a machine that serves you to people. So to go viral, you need to appease people, an audience. And to appease an audience on YouTube where music videos are posted, you need to have a good click-through rate with a good thumbnail like this. I always say put your face front and center in the thumbnail. And then you need good retention. Now, does good retention mean you need to over-edit your video and do lots of little ringy-dingy bells? No, of course not. That shit is literally for the entertainment business, as in making entertaining videos like Mr. Beast. Okay, he knows most of his audience is kids, so he has dingling keys all the time, and he's super focused on his CTR and retention. Music videos are technically entertainment as well, but you don't need to over-edit. You don't need to put the little sound effects all the time, okay? You need to make a good, interesting music video, and this video is all about teaching you how to do that. We will look at 6ix9ine's, old 6ix9ine's, not the rainbow hair 6ix9ine's, but back when he was good. We will look at his music video Yokai, and I will break it down basically frame by frame and tell you everything that a viral music video needs to have. Because honestly, 23 million views before he was famous, not too bad. And certainly if you get 23 million views, you will do pretty well for yourself, and that could be a career making music video. Okay? So there are rules to this shit. You're showing your art to a person. It needs to be more than just flexing a little bit or overloading it with VFX. The first simple rule is that you just need a simple title, right? Your name and the name of the song is good enough. Putting official music video, you can do as well, okay? Some people try to name their music videos something weird, and that's a cool experiment, but it doesn't do anything, not from what I found, okay? It might work for some people, but in the long term, it doesn't do much. So just put in your name, the name of the song, maybe the prod, maybe the official music video, okay? Definitely have a big face up close in the thumbnail. The reason you want a big face up close in the thumbnail is for clarity and attention catching. Everybody's doing big faces. This is what works best. I've seen a million of these at this point, you know? And yes, there are some outliers to every rule. But you want to make use of the rule to get the benefits from it, okay? Don't try to be the outlier, because outliers are accidents. Follow the general meta, and you will get a lot of the same results that these people are getting. Let's start. First and foremost is his video, and a lot of his videos, they have a theme, right? There is some theme running through each video. And the reason I picked this video, Yokai of all of them, is because the theme is obviously GTA San Andreas, or just GTA in general, right? So there's something happening related to GTA, and it even has the same start menu, which is pretty cool. Already, this is like a little bell signaling to everybody who likes GTA and GTA San Andreas especially, that, you know, they should pay attention to this because it's related to something they like. The next frame is what's called an establishing shot, right? The reason you need to have an establishing shot is because the establishing shot literally introduces to the viewer a lot of things that you can't tell them. You know how they say a picture paints 1,000 words? That is true. Look, first we see the location. This is Brooklyn, right? It's ran down, it's looking kind of shitty. He's on a roof. So you can see him, the artist. You can see his style, he's bright and, artisty. He's following every rule that I preach. and you can see the background, you can see his environment. You kind of get a glimpse into his world, and of course you get the GTA overlay right away. So you need to show the location and the set the scene before any action starts. And this is literally like the first 0.5 of a second in the video that you see, which is awesome. Everybody needs a big establishing shot to set off their video. Okay? The second shot is actually an alternative view of the same establishing shot. So he's still in a roof in Brooklyn, but we get a drone perspective. Alternative views of the same scene are the cheapest and best way to give the viewer some eye candy and to like really keep the experience fresh without having to reshoot. Because, you know, as he's doing this, there's also a drone flying over him. So it's two cameras, you know? Alternative shots, fucking awesome. And this is a tracking shot, which tracks him on the roof and he tracks the flare. So it's not just an alternative view, it's also a slightly alternative scene. In this scene, he does not have the flare, but in this scene, he does have the flare. And in any random person's mind, it might be, why does he have a flare, you know? It's a little bit of a mystery. It's something strange. It's something weird. And in art, weird is good. He has a flare going. Why? Who the fuck knows? Okay, but it's pretty. It's bright red. It's captivating. It's an alternate shot of the same scene we just saw. So we're not getting lost, but at the same time, we're getting something fresh. And, you know, it's an awesome little transition into B-roll. This is the first shot of B-roll, and you can see here, because it's tracking the seconds, this is 5 seconds in, right? This is B-roll of just some police rolling through the neighborhood. But a lot of people misunderstand B-roll and what B-roll is. It's a classic misconception that B-roll is just some, you know, random footage or footage of anything other than the artist performing, right? People call anything other than performance shots, they call anything other than that B-roll. But I will give you the secret to B-roll, which will make your music videos fucking legendary. And that is, B-roll is actually a POV shot, okay? It is a POV shot that puts the viewer directly in the character's perspective. So a B-roll can be used to show your universe as an artist by putting the camera in the hands of the viewer to let them experience the life you live. And using B-shot like this, B-roll shots like this, is extremely fucking powerful because now you're just not showing random shit anymore. You're giving the camera to the viewer and it's almost like the viewer is there filming the music video. They're in your universe. People are like, oh, I want to show, you know, the viewer my universe. This is how you show your fucking universe, okay? And police rolling through the hood of Brooklyn is a culture B-roll. You as an artist are showing your culture and the way you live. Now, of course, later we found out with 6ix9ine that all of this was fake and all of this is just a really good movie. But in that way, music videos are just really short movies. They can't be real life. They gotta be larger than life. They gotta be interesting. Nobody just wants to see another random rapper flex, okay? Everybody wants to experience a bit of something cinematic, a bit of a universe that's not their own. Because that's what art is, okay? So by showing cops rolling through the hood, they're letting the viewer experience a little bit of that culture and a little bit of that way that 6ix9ine supposedly lives, okay? Next, we move on to another culture B-roll shot. You, the viewer, again, is holding the camera looking at all these hobos. There is a few of these shots of these, like, hobos and there's dirt in the street, you know? And again, this is just another way for the viewer to experience the culture which the artist is living. So once again, you're putting the viewer in the shoes of the cameraman. That's all you're doing, okay? And you're establishing more of that universe by showing more of the streets, more of the area around you, more than just you performing. That is context. Context is king. And then we have more universe B-roll shots, you know? He's showing garbage in the street. He's showing his streets. This is how they look like. And even if his whole street is clean, you can still show like this kind of gritty garbage universe by just finding the one fucking tossed over garbage can, you know? So you as the cameraman, as the artist, and as the director, you have full power, just like a movie director, over what you show. And you gotta show people the universe around you. Okay? Then we have another shot of the universe. He's not performing here, he just got some shit at the bodega and he's having a smoke, you know? And this is a tracking shot plus a Dutch tilt. You see how the camera is like tilted a little bit? A tilted frame actually creates unease and chaos. You gotta use and you gotta have some basic understanding of framing shots. Because if every shot you do is just this, you know, that will be boring. You gotta use different ones. A Dutch tilt creates unease and chaos. And of course, 6ix9ine always wanted to be known as a chaotic person. That's his whole image, that's his whole style, that's his whole shebang. So we're about 4 seconds into the video and we've already had, 10 seconds. So this is like 14 seconds into the video. I guess the little counter broke, but we've already had this much going on. And please note, so far, it's been 14 seconds. We haven't had a single shot longer than like 3 seconds. This keeps the experience in the viewer's mind fresh. This keeps them from leaving. This keeps them engaged and watching by always serving them fresh visuals the whole way. It's only been like 14 seconds of the video at this point, but we haven't had the same thing for longer than 3. Okay? Then we finally switch to the second scene. So this is scene 2. They're in a car, hanging out the windows, you know, performing. This is a performance shot or A-roll, you know? And they're out here in a tunnel. They're out here. 12 seconds into the video here. The timer seems to have fixed itself. Yep. Not sure what this one is doing. 12 seconds into the video. They've already had this much shit. And now they're up to scene 2. Now, also, of course, notice how the whole video is colored consistently. Sometimes somebody called a colorist will do that. Usually people who color the video are different. But if you're just doing this yourself, it's enough to throw one preset onto everything, onto every track that you're doing, okay? And have it at least be a little bit consistent. Because of course the lighting conditions in each one of these scenes are very, very different. But you need to color them and make them consistent. Otherwise, the experience is gonna break itself apart. Because when you watch a movie, guess what? The colors in it are consistent. If it was all over the place, people leave. They don't like the experience. It's disorienting. Okay? Keeping the color consistent keeps it coherent, and coherent provides for a smooth viewing experience. Now, it's Universe 3. It's more B-roll. Okay? And in this, he's showing a bit of luxury. And luxury props are music, bread and butter. You know more than me that Lambos, Mercs, fans of cash, big fat chains, you know, everything like that is something rappers use a lot. And the reason luxury is used a lot is because it's hard to get. And showing anything out of the ordinary is good, right? It keeps the viewer hooked, it keeps the viewer attached, and showing money, flexing money, is the easiest fucking textbook way of, you know, keeping the viewers engaged and making yourself feel larger than life. So anything luxury you can come across is really, really good, especially flashy like this. Look at the fucking wrap on this Lambo, that's crazy, okay? Then we get to scene 3. In scene 3, they're performing in a little bodega, okay? It's just a bunch of him, his homies, there's Zilla back there. Just the third scene, 14 seconds in, after we've already seen all that, 14 seconds in, we get our third scene. And this still not recycling footage, okay? This is a fresh scene. We haven't seen him perform at a bodega yet. Then we get more lifestyle B-roll. Now he's driving that Lambo, you know? Providing the fresh. Always keep it fresh, okay? And then we have advancing the story. This is theme progression. And theme progression is really, really good. So he's just showing some B-roll of cops coming up to their shoot, and he's saying busted like in a video game they would, right? So the story in this music video actually advances through visual storytelling. So now the viewer isn't just watching a random guy flex, there is a story happening, which is really, really cool. It gives them a little plot thread to follow. And then they're back, showing the universe, showing B-roll, showing the artist's world. He's just talking to the people out on the streets, you know, not doing anything special. They're just having a good time. Then we have scene 4, another fresh scene. You see, he's on a roof again. Yes, he's actually on a different roof to this. So they actually climbed on a different roof just to keep the visual experience fresh. And by 21 seconds, okay, this is basically another establishing shot. It's different. The sun's in a different position. The background is different. Yes, they're still on the roof. Now it's also him and Zilla. 6ix9ine is not alone in this anymore. And this establishes more of the artist's universe and their world. It's showing the hood, showing the scenery, showing the area is huge in storytelling, just like I told you before, and you need to do this. Show as much of your world as you possibly can, other than just you, okay? Then, it's scene 5. See, we've already seen the Lambo scene, and we've already seen them outside, but back then, he wasn't performing. Now he's performing. This is a performance shot, it's not B-roll, and he's also much closer to the camera, and the camera is a little bit in the door's face, okay? So switching between how close the camera is, like doing close-ups, doing mid shots, and doing far-away shots, is really, really important for, you know, juggling it up and keeping things really fresh for the viewer so they don't leave. And this is scene 6. Again, we've already seen them in a car, but that was in a tunnel, under different lighting conditions. This is under a bridge, under different lighting conditions. It's now sundown, okay? So this is actually a different scene. And we've had this much happen. We've had literally this much happen. How long was I talking for? I was already talking for 17 minutes about this, but it's only been 23 seconds of the video. Well, 33 seconds, okay? And no scene has been recycled up until this point. You see how they're not being lazy about this? Getting lazy about filming your art content is the way to fucking stay in obscurity forever. It's been 33 seconds of the music video, and not a single fucking scene has been shown to us twice. We've been shown similar scenes, but they're still different. Okay? Then we have different lifestyle B-roll. It's not homies on the street. It's not luxury. This is actually something from Zilla Kami. It's a burning skateboard, right? It's tapping into the skating culture and again, showing us something crazy, something we don't normally see and we're not supposed to be seeing out in the normal world. But in this artist's universe, that's how they skate, you know? It's a fresh shot to continue establishing the universe, but it's showing us something different. It's more, it's expanding the universe. It's like fucking DLC, okay? And now, this is actually scene 2 repeated. So a whole ass 40 seconds into the video is the first time we're starting to see scenes we've already seen before. They're back in the tunnel, flexing on the car, they're recycling the scene, they're coming back to something we've already had. For all this. Before they ever recycle a fucking scene, we have all this. Don't get lazy with it. Don't get lazy with it, okay? And we have scene 3 recycled. And recycling at this point is fine. That's fine. Of course, you're not gonna go get new footage for every second of the fucking video. So at some point, you will recycle shots that you've already shown people. But you see how here they recycle 2 scenes. Okay? And now they're in a car again. But this is scene 7. This is not recycling a car scene. This is them hanging out of different windows. This is them on a different road. And this is once again different lighting conditions. So they started filming the car scene at motherfucking sundown, right? It's so far back I can't even find it. It's so far back I literally can't even find it, okay? So they were in the tunnel, and then they were in the light somewhere. There they are, okay? So they started at sundown. Now it's already dark. They've been filming for so long. It's already different lighting conditions. So this is in fact considered a different, fresh scene. And you'll say, yeah, we've already seen them in a car. Yes, but this is different. And difference is key, okay? And look, they're in a car again, but it's something different again. They even moved. You see how here the camera is on this side, the passenger side? It's an alternate angle on the same scene. And they've swapped places, right? They've swapped the little windows they're hanging out of. He was hanging out the side, now he's hanging out the top. And even the camera's on a different side of the hood. It's on the driver's side now, okay? So we get alternate fucking angles to keep the experience fresh. Look at how hard they're trying for the viewer to enjoy the experience. And here, 57 seconds in, for the first time, we have a little bit of VFX extending Zilla's mouth like this, okay? So VFX are nice, but unless you're a VFX god, using too many will not make your video good. In fact, less is more, and I genuinely believe that when it comes to VFX, less is more, because they stand out and they become appreciated. So far, this is the only digital visual effect in the video in 57 seconds. And so when you see it, when you come across it, you're like, oh, holy shit, nice, you know? It tingles your brain. It provides yet another fresh experience. And I know I keep saying fresh experience all the time, but remember, retention is key. They've only recycled 2 scenes up until this point. Everything else is fucking fresh. Everything else is keeping the viewer on their toes. The story is progressing in the background too. There's a lot to keep track of, and that's why it got 23 million fucking views even before 6ix9ine was known, okay? Then we're back for more POV in Universe B-roll. Okay, it's just more of the same, but it's different. Just a guy, I'm pretty sure this might be Scumbag Chad, Zilla's brother. It could be, I'm not sure. And you know, he's just out on the street, showing a little bit of their street life again. Here, we get another alternative angle on a scene we've already seen, and we got an alternative lighting condition. The sun is even lower. And this is why generally filming at sunrise and sunset is really good. You basically get a whole bunch of different lighting conditions, and it happens pretty quickly. Sundown, sunset, all happens within like an hour, right? But within that hour, you get actually a lot of different light, which is really, really good. Okay? And here they're not performing, they're just hanging out on the roof. So this is actually B-roll, okay? It's showing more of the universe. They're hanging out on the roof. That makes it seem like they do this shit casually, okay? Now we get scene 8, which is another brand new scene that hasn't happened before in the video. This is 1:23. This hasn't happened before in the video, right? They're in the arcade like this with really cool lighting, and right away, literally the next second after this second, is we get an alternative angle on this scene. Okay, so first we get this, something brand new, and then we get something brand new of the brand new. Just appreciate how much fucking effort goes into a good music video. And the audience appreciates it, okay? The audience appreciate good art. And the algorithm is the audience. So if the audience is still watching and they're loving it, it's gonna keep getting pushed out in the algorithm, okay? Here we're more with unique lifestyle B-roll. They're playing in the arcade. They're showing Zilla's nerdier, like, anime side, you know? Next shot, right after that, is we have more fresh, never-before-seen B-roll lifestyle footage. Now they're just flexing at a gas station. It's this guy, probably the driver, probably the car owner. You know, they're just out and about. Then we get a whole new scene, baby. Yep, that's right. That's right. A whole new, never-before-seen where they're now in some fucking dank-ass chicken shop eating their chicken, okay? Plus, instantly, this happens for like 10 seconds with a bit more B-roll, right? Another whole new scene. This is scene 10. This is location 10. How many of you motherfuckers have 10 locations in your fucking video? If anybody raised their hand, and I know nobody did, you're a fucking legend if you have 10 locations in your video, okay? And now they have this is where the closing shots of the video start coming up. And this is them wrapping up the story that's been going through the whole video, right? And this is like the little sequence, 30 seconds to close the story off. So they wrap it up, okay? He rides a flaming skateboard into a bodega. They take the cash out of the cash register, they rob the bodega, and now they're escaping by car, and obviously you can't hear the sound, but here there's like police siren sound effects. They got 6 stars, they're getting away from the police with all this money that they just robbed. So not only did they have a story permeating through the whole video, not only did they have 10 fucking locations plus alternative angles on existing locations, right? They've only recycled 2 scenes, the whole video. They're wrapping up the story by showing a little robbery, right? They're wrapping it up, they're showing the robbery, they're showing the getaway from the police in a car while still flexing and performing, which is really cool, let's be honest. And then they just get an outro establishing shot plus fade to black, okay? They show more of the universe, they show more of their world. The story's being completed, you know, mission passed, respect plus, and it just fades away into black. Classic fucking outro, but what makes it good is that they have a little story inside the story. They literally have a little robbery at the end, which is fucking sick. And we're shown the aftermath, you know, the world is back to normal, they got away, story's over. And that's how this video, 9 years ago, before TikTok, or Instagram, or anything, 23 million fucking views. And to be fair, I still go back and I watch 6ix9ine's old music videos because each one of them is a fucking masterclass in how a music video should be made. You have 10 locations in your fucking music video. Unless you have a story in your music video. Unless you have a little story inside a story and alternative angles. And you look like a rapper would look, you know, you see how he's committed. He's got the artist style on. He's looking weird. He doesn't just look like another average Joe on the street. Unless you have all that, you're probably not going viral. And you might say, hey man, but I've seen like shitty videos go viral. And I said it once, I'll say it again. That's a fucking accident. Okay? 9 times out of 10, that's a fucking accident. Don't try to pull a lottery ticket. Try to use meta strategies and you will get the same results as literally everybody else using the meta strategies. Best practices and like filmmaking principles exist for a reason. And if you follow all this to the fucking T and you pull it off well and you unleash your creativity, you will go viral. It's as simple as that, because going viral isn't appeasing the machine. Going viral is to make sure a person clicks and a person watches to the end. And that's about it. That was my long-ass deep dive into making good viral music videos. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to grow as an artist, you should follow the WOP link in the description. I'll help you out. You know, it's a community for people who are serious about growing and more importantly, serious about monetizing. And if you like this video, you should watch this video next.